Hey there, Ryan Fenn here with Chiirp. Thank you so much for taking a minute to watch this video. I just had the opportunity to sit down with one of our great customers, Devynn with Thompson Plumbing out of Southern California. She started with Chiirp at the beginning of 2024, and in her first month, she was able to recapture $65,000 of lost revenue. First month. Let's jump in. Hey everybody, Ryan here with Chiirp. Thank you so much for joining us today. I have got Devynn here from Thompson, and I'm super excited to have her because she is doing some just like amazing things with Chiirp. It's one of those things we always talk about in Chiirp. It's like we built it specifically for certain things, and then now it's like our users are finding more and more ways to use it, and Devynn's a really great example of that. So thanks so much for joining us, Devynn.
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity to sit and talk with you, Ryan. And this is really cool.
Yeah, thanks. So, cool. So tell us, who are you, Devynn? Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company and, how things are going.
So I'm Devynn Thompson. I started my career as a dental assistant. I love teeth. So I went from teeth to plumbing. It was like two businesses where people need you, but they don't want you.
Yeah.
So I learned customer service really quickly from doing dental. I was dealing with people with toothaches issues there, and I learned a lot on how to be a better servant and how to take care of people, alleviate that stress. Took that over into the plumbing world with my husband. My husband came to me, 12 years ago, and he was like, hey, I want to get my license. I want to start a plumbing company, and we just took the jump. And I took my experience from the dental industry into plumbing, and I learned to really love working in the trades. Gave me a lot of really great perspective about how hard these jobs are and how much it takes to run an operation in the trades.
Very cool. Okay, so that's I didn't know that about you. That's cool. You came from the dental world over to plumbing. That's an interesting path. A first here for sure. Tell us about Thompson. Tell us about like where you guys are at, like your growth trajectory. Tell us as much as you're willing to share.
Yeah, so we opened our first location in Southern California, a small town called Hesperia. We opened that 11 years ago, and then we opened a secondary location in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. We'll be celebrating our 5 years in about 3 days. So two businesses. It's been really difficult operating out of two different states, but we've been able to successfully do that by finding the right managers and the right people. One that I had introduced you to in January when I met you in Phoenix. She's our office manager in Hesperia, and we couldn't do it without her. She's incredible.
Did we talk? Because I can't remember if we talked, but did I tell you where I'm from originally?
No. Are you from Rancho?
I'm from Lake Arrowhead.
I think you did tell me this.
Yeah, just up the mountain from Hesperia. So, we'll probably cross paths. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think we had talked about it when you were showing your window tinting pictures.
That's right.
And I'm like, this looks like the Inland Empire or something.
Yeah. So we're from the IE. Hey, you know that my favorite restaurant in the whole world in San Bernardino, Rosa Maria's, just opened in a location in Hesperia. So.
Yes, it's on Bear Valley Road. Everybody is like losing their minds going there. So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's the absolute best in the whole world. Anyways, so shout out Rosa Maria's. If anybody's in Inland Empire, go to Rosa Maria's. Okay, so tell me about like the size, a little more about like how many trucks you guys rolling. Tell us a little bit about your tech stack. You're using Service Titan. Tell us, when did you start with them? That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I am an OG Service Titan user. We started with Service Titan, I want to say about 8 years ago, when they were still charging you per minute to talk to your customer on the phone. That's how long we've been with Service Titan. So I've been grandfathered into a lot of really great things, which has been awesome. But I've also seen a lot of changes in Service Titan. I love the fact that I can add on my office staff. It's able to give me like the versatility to manage dummy technicians, move my dispatch board in ways that I want to. I love that it gives us the options just to kind of format it for my business. The size of our locations, I have 7 trucks in California and I have 2 in Arizona, and I'm always looking to hire. It's been a huge struggle trying to find talented, technically inclined individuals. So if anybody in the Inland Empire or in Havasu is looking to get a job as a plumber, please come and talk to me because I want you.
Hey, job
I want
opportunities.
you.
Job
Yes.
opportunities.
I am always hiring, so I am always looking to grow, but I need those technically inclined individuals to help me get there.
It's funny talking with people in the trades. You would never think that anybody could go jobless. Like everybody's like, we are hiring. Like if anybody's complaining about not being able to get a job, it's because they're just not looking, because they are definitely out there.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So obviously we have talked, we started talking at the beginning of the year. Tell us a little bit about how you heard about Chiirp and what kind of made you think like, oh, this might be something we want to take a look at.
So Chiirp was actually recommended to me through a third-party person who was managing Service Tartan Marketing Pro for me. He came to me, and I want to say about July or August of last year, and said, hey, there's this software called Chiirp. I really recommend it. He's like, it's super quick. You can import all of your Service Titan campaigns, basically everything that you're running like you are. He's like, but it's way more effective. It's a more functional chat system with your customer to where it's texting them in real time and you can respond back. And he got those campaigns going, but it wasn't working efficiently. Fast forward to me meeting you in January. I met you at the Freedom Home Service event in Phoenix, and I was really excited when I saw you because I knew you were the Chiirp dude. I'm like, that's the dude right there. I got to go talk to him, because I was at the point of almost terminating my account. I'm like, oh, Chiirp doesn't do anything for me. And I'm so glad that I actually came and talked to you guys, because I have seen amazing things much quicker than I'd ever expected. I didn't anticipate to have the responses that we did. So you were so nice enough. You got me in touch with people on your team. I had a demo with them the next day. They were super flexible with my schedule. You guys even worked with helping me set up some new things in my existing account that I didn't have set up. You guys went above and beyond in the onboarding experience. You partnered me with Ryan. He is fantastic.
Oh, dude, Ryan. Yeah. Another Ryan, not me. It's another Ryan, and we get mixed up in the office, but he is the man for sure. So,
and I totally agree. He 100% is the man. Any idea that I had, he was like, oh yeah, we do that. We do that too. And I can help you set it up. I was a little intimidated with the workflows. I remember telling you, I'm not really comfortable with it. It's not very user friendly for me. But once I actually had the right person guiding me through it, he taught me it's a lot easier than you think. And anytime I ever had an issue, I mean, even during the onboarding, he would jump on within an hour. I mean, I wasn't getting that kind of responses from anybody in the industry on any type of software. I mean, I love Service Titan. I'm stuck with Service Titan. I'm married to them. I don't ever want to get divorced because we know how messy and expensive divorces are. But the response rate from your team and the customer service aspect and the willingness of that they actually did care to make sure that we were getting the proper responses and ROI was nothing I'd ever seen with any other software. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of those people that's like, I always want the next biggest, newest thing, because I want things to be as automated as possible, because as a business owner, I'm thinking less stress, less overhead, less things for me to have to check on if it's automated. You guys did such an incredible job that once we went live, I saw results immediately.
That's actually, like, I can't tell you how much that is music to my ears, because we, like, our last year, our big push was like, we know we've created something really incredible. This software does some really amazing things, but we know that people aren't able to extract all the value out of it. So we really focused heavily on training our team, having Ryan's head of customers of onboarding and customer success was like, we've got to figure out how to pair our customer service with our software so it unlocks. And it sounds like we've kind of nailed that with you, which is just, like I said, music to my ears. So it's been a lot of effort to get to that point. So
you guys have done a great job. I mean, just think about how much we are training our CSRs and our technicians to be the best, the most excellent at communication and customer service. We're going to expect that with any company that we hire, and you guys did a great job.
Oh, I love hearing that. Thank you. Okay, cool. So we go through so the initial problem was, and this is a problem we've had in the past, was somebody else referred you, they signed you up, but they were in charge of your account. You didn't really even know what was going on. And it was like, well, they're not doing anything. I'm paying for this software. Let's get rid of it. And then you come straight to Chiirp, you eliminate the middleman, and you get the actual onboarding experience, which is what is normal for normally what happens. And we're able to nail it. That's awesome. So now we get into like what specifically, if we're going through this customer journey with you, now we've gone through this onboarding stage. Now tell us about some of the success you've been having. What kind of campaigns are you seeing that are really making a difference in your business? And tell us a little bit about how that's changing your life, really, because it seems like that seems to be what happens.
So what we did is we pulled our campaigns that we were running through Marketing Pro, even the ones that we weren't really having the best responses on, and we were able to basically copy them, make them automated, set up the follow-up dates. And then once we went live, one of the best campaigns that we did was a 65-point home inspection for $65. Mm-hmm. We were having amazing responses, and we don't market to customers outside of our organization. So these are existing customers that we already have. Yeah. These are customers that had probably lapsed, that hadn't used us in a couple years. We hadn't reached out because it's really difficult for our CSRs to call 17,000 people within a month, right? Mm-hmm. Depending on the campaign. What we did is we were able to actually isolate them in different audiences, run the campaign for the 65-point home inspection. First month that we went live, we did about $65,000 more just on your campaign versus how we were doing with Marketing Pro.
So you're spending with us somewhere between $500 and $1,000, probably, we don't know exactly, but and your first month you do $65,000 in additional revenue. So you pay for Chiirp for the next 5 years on your first month, and now everything else is just, that's pretty awesome. Okay.
And right now the cost of advertising is really heavy and expensive for a lot of people. We're all talking about how it's so difficult for the phone to ring. It's harder and harder for people to even get those lapsed customers back into their current, marketing database. But we were able to really successfully do that, and it's been really incredible.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's like we sound like a broken record sometimes, because we're like, look, you have a database. Like, that should be what you're really, until you have fully maximized what you're getting from that, you shouldn't be. I mean, you should always be trying to get new stuff, but it shouldn't just be, let's only focus on new stuff. You should be trying to maximize the database, because you've already paid for that. And so once you've already paid for it, it's like, it's there, let's maximize. We have people, I can't tell you how many times, but people come on, just like you said, and it's like, oh, I have 30,000 people in my database, I haven't talked to them in 2 years. And you're like, dude, that's it right there. Well, you're going to go to Facebook and start marketing, and that's going to be the same people that you've already paid for right there in your database that are going to be coming through. You're going to be paying for them again and again to come through. So you're nailing it exactly right. It's like, just focus on that. Well, don't just focus on it, but focus a lot of your effort on converting what you already have and maximizing how much you can get. Because it's what they say. It's like, you can either get new customers or make more money from the existing customers you have. And that's the least expensive way to go. So
I think human nature is people just expect other people to come to us. Nobody ever wants to go to the other person, but like in business, you can't be afraid to ask. You have to ask. And there may be customers that are like, oh my gosh, I forgot that you were my plumber 9 years ago. I forgot your name, and I'm so glad you reached out to me. Actually, you have some issues. We've seen just amazing results in situations just like that, where a customer was like, I forgot the name of your company. I'm like, well, let's make ourselves more memorable.
It's funny how we have the same problem here at Chiirp, and I think everybody in business has the same problem, because we are around our brand all day, every day. And so we start to think that everybody else is also around our brand all day, every day. And we're just like, what are you talking about? You haven't heard of it. And they're like, it doesn't even, the last time I thought of a plumber was, however many years ago. I have no idea, And so we get so close to the project that we forget that people just aren't, it's just not top of mind. And so those little touch points along the way, starting out, we say, maximize your database, and then going forward, we try to make sure that everything's automated so that now you're not in 2 years having to do the same thing, reach back out to this past database. It's now happening regularly, right? The touch points are now happening throughout the year, and now it's just a normal thing that they just become, you become their plumber forever, right? And you're in their phone, and it's like they never forget you because you maintain that throughout. So it starts with that, and then we continue that. So, okay, so we talked about, so that what we were talking about, there's message broadcast, right, where we can send out messages to large groups of people at a time. Outbounding has become super easy now through Chiirp. One of the other really cool things that's like super important in Chiirp, and that a lot of people, they get into it thinking that, oh, this is rehash for the database, right? And then it's like, well, no, that's one of the really cool things, but one of the key things is follow up on specific points throughout the customer journey, whether it's estimates, abandoned calls, that kind of stuff. Can you speak to that? How are things in that part of Chiirp going for you?
Yeah, I really love that you asked this question. So I teach a customer service class, and in customer service, I teach that you're serving the customer before, during, and after the interaction. And I always ask people, like, what does after mean? What are we doing after? After is always following up. It could be your happy call, it could be a thank you card, whatever it is. But when we started using Chiirp, we went crazy with our follow-up text messages. Obviously, we're not text messaging everybody the same thing, but what we did is we actually set up unsold estimate follow-up. So after a certain amount of time, if we had any estimates that were not converted, they're going to get a text message. Hey, do you have any questions? It'll even say, like, here's an additional discount, whatever that may be. We even have our review links sent. So we don't run reputation management anywhere else but on Chiirp. And guess what? When we went live with Chiirp, we started actually getting more reviews. Imagine that. So the way that I saw it is, over the years, I had one software to do this, one software to do this, one software to do this. You guys came out and consolidated all these things because it's basically the same functionality. You just gave us more flexibility to choose how and when we want to communicate with our customers. And I love seeing that. I was writing, you have a representative there named Justin. I'm like writing him on Facebook, like, I don't even know, like 9 o'clock at night. Hey, can I do this campaign? Do you guys do this? Because I'm one of those business owners that's like writing shit down, like on my nightstand, excuse my language, like, writing things down on my nightstand, 9 o'clock at night, because it's like, I want to optimize every single opportunity I have for my team. And you guys just gave us the ability to do that.
Yeah, when I started it, the whole idea was like, I want to create a platform where it's like anything you can think of to do. It's like, oh, when this happens in my business, I want this to happen. That was the whole vision behind Chiirp. Yep. And it sounds like we're on track for that with you. So that's awesome. So very cool. What would you say? All right. So one of the other things we like to ask, people look at stuff and they're like, oh, another software, another this, another that. I got to add this. And it's like, we understand that, we get that, we run into that all the time. We're trying to simplify. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. But unfortunately, software is it's necessary, and it is cool because you look at it, you go, when you have a problem in your business, you go, how do I can either solve this by hiring another human or by deploying software, and then software is always going to be the cheaper option, and then the next option is human. So what would you say to somebody that's kind of like, I've got enough already on my plate, or this seems like too much? Thoughts on that?
If you feel that you already have too much but you're complaining about your revenue and your phone ringing, you don't have enough. You don't have enough. Yeah. So Chiirp became one of our CSR's daily workflows. It wasn't like, hey, check the email. We have a Slack prompt that comes through every hour. Check Chiirp, reply to the messages, because that's how consistently we're getting the conversations sent back from our customers.
Oh, that's so cool.
If you were thinking that, number one, I don't want more software because then I have to check it, you're already the problem. You're already the reason why your company is not going to be growing, because our world is changing so much to where we're even going to be expected in the next couple of years to all have e-commerce sites for people to buy water heaters from us, right? Yeah. This is where consumerism is going. And my recommendation is don't be afraid to add more. Look for ways to simplify it and automate it, even for the reminders, like I said, with my CSRs. It is now part of their daily communication requirements with our customers. So outside of picking up the phone, outside of doing an outbound, we do less outbounds now because we're communicating more with customers where they want to communicate, and that's in text. A lot of people don't want to pick up the phone anymore. So this has been a really great addition to strengthen my company, give my CSRs more empowerment, and it's even increased their booking percentages.
So that what we like to say is if you catch yourself saying I do it like that because that's how it's always been done, you're doomed, right?
Yeah.
You're toast. So that's awesome. So that's like the perfect answer. Thanks so much, Devynn. Okay, so this has been awesome. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but it sounds like things are going awesome. If there's obviously, we're here for you. If you need any help, we're here to help you out. But this has been so great. Thank you so much for jumping on with me. And man, looking forward to the rest of the year and working with you some more. So
thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Okay, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.